بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome back to my channel QHE Tajwid Rules of the Quran channel in English. We're still under the chapter of Sifat Al Houroof, and I think this is our fifth or sixth class in Sifat Al Houroof, and we're still under the main characteristics, and we said in main characteristics we have five characteristics opposite of five, and we have another 8 characteristics, it's singular, and we still under in the 5 opposite of 5, our first 10 main characteristics, the 5 opposite of 5. And we have Sifat Al Rekhwaa, and the opposite of it is Sifat Al-Shedda. And today, inshallah, we will explain the characteristics, the sifa in between both of them, which is البينية. البينية, let's see what's البينية mean and how can we do it in the letters and what's the letters of it. البينية في اللغة هي التوسط والاعتدال. In linguistic definition, it's in between. البينية في الاصطلاح هي الجريان الجزئي للصوت في مخرج الحرف بسبب عدم كمال غلقه. Let's see this by English. Applied definition is the partial flow of sound in the articulation point due to its incomplete closure. What I mean by this, if you remember SHEDDA, it was complete close of the articulation point, so the sound trapped. In الرخاوة, it was the opposite. The articulation point was opened, so the sound was flow. Here it's partial flow of sound. جريان جزئي. What we mean by this, let's go and understand it more. The letter is in between the two characteristics, between strength and softness. So that the sound is partially trapped and partially running when pronouncing the letter. Is this a clue, what I explained right now? We will explain to make it more clear. It's not clue, it's very easy, we will understand it together. The letters of bayniya are lam, ayn, mim, ra, and nun. 5 letters total, scholars collected in word Lin Omar. Let's see why these letters, it's bayniya letters, it's not rekhwa and it's not shadida. Number 1, البينية في حرف اللام. I want you to imagine a lot with me today. Pictures will help, but you still need to imagine.
Lam is partial flow of sound, bayniya, due to tongue closing of the makhraj in letter lam. Let's go together and see that on the picture.
When I say حرف شديد letter, that means the sound is trapped on it completely. When I say حرف رخو, that means the sound is flow on it completely. But in letter lam, it's bayny, it's in between. The sound is half trapped, half go out. What I mean by that? If you look for letter lam here, letter lam, it's come from the nearest part of the sides of the tongue and the end of its tip and what lays opposite to it of the gum of the upper 8 teeth. Again, it's coming from the side of the tongue, from the nearest part of the side here, nearest part of the mouth, with the nearest side till you reach to the tip, means this whole area, with the opposite of the gums of the upper 8 teeth here. When you hit your tongue in the gum of the upper 8 teeth, you close this articulation point by the tongue. Try. L, L, L. When this is happen, what happened for the sound? Tongue is like a curve, like what you see right now. So sound is coming from inside to outside. And continue. Find the tongue close his way here. So he back and he go from the two sides of the tongue and continue outside. If you look here, this is a front picture. Tongue is closing the articulation point completely from here. And the tongue is like a curve. You can feel it when you say L and keep your tongue a little bit and feel how your tongue looks like. When the sound is coming from inside to outside, he will find the tongue close his area here. So what he will make, he will back and go out from the two sides of the tongue. He should to continue his way anyway. Remember, الحروف الشديدة, to make the sound of the letter are finished by قلقلة or by hams or by تسهيل همزة or a lot of ways. But here, there is no way except the sound will go outside like what you see from the side of two tongue. So the right thing to sound letter lam, you should to hit the articulation point of lam right, and you close with this upper 8 teeth. All your upper 8 teeth here should to close with your tongue. When you close it right, you don't need to put any offer to make letter lam bayniya. It will come bayniya by itself. One of my students before, she asked me and tell me, but my lam is rekhwaa. Why? Because your articulation point is not right. If your articulation point is right and you close your tongue with your upper 8 teeth completely, not with just the 4 teeth or 6 teeth, letter lam, it will come bayny by itself. You don't need to put any offer to make it. Inshallah, letter lam is clear for you. Let's go for our next letter from Lin Omar, which is letter Ra. Letter Ra is very close with letter lam idea, but a little bit different. Let's see it here. Letter Ra.
Letter Ra, partial flow of sound, bayniya, due to most of tip of the tongue objecting to its exit.
Our tongue is the tip from the top, hit what? Hit the gum of the teeth. So sound is coming from inside to outside. He will find the tongue is close all the area like what you see here, except a little bit gap here. The sound is go out from it. Ow, ow, ow. What happens if I close this gap? It will be several ra come out. Arr. What happens if I didn't hit the articulation point of ra, right? I will have a lot of problems in letter ra. So letter ra is bayny. Why bayny? Because the sound is run, but from the very small area here. So it's partial running. It's not easy like seen when I say S. And it's not hard like aj. It's in between. Ow, ow. It has a length, but it's shorter than Rokhawa letters, and it's longer than SHEDDA letters. Inshallah, letter Ra is clear for you too. My advice for you for letter Ra, there is a lot of classes, like 2 or 3 classes before I explained on it how the letter Ra should to happen and the articulation point of it, and another classes about the mistakes it can happen in Ra and how you fix it. Letter Ra, one of the letters I hear a lot of mistakes on it for Arab and non-Arab, both equal on it. So let's go and continue. Our letter here, Noon and Mim.
Mim and Noon, partial flow of sound, bayniya, due to opening of the nasal passage and the closing of the mouth part in letter Mim and tongue part in letter Noon.
Why we say there is bayniya in Noon and Mim? Because if you look here,
sound is coming from inside to outside and it's separated in this area. Part go for the tongue and part continue from the nasal passage in letter Noon. In letter Mim, sound is coming from inside to outside and the part is go for the lips. It's stop behind the lips and the other part is continue from the nose. That's why scholars put it in bayniya letters, because there is a part stuck, it's not continue, trapped, and another part is continue and it's not stopped for any reason. And we have levels of gunna for these two, which is we can stretch some gunna more than just there is a levels for it.
So it's bachelor flow. It's not completely open like الحروف الرخوة, and it's not completely closed like الحروف الشديدة. It's something in between, closed in area, but it's open and continue from another area. And we call the sound this come from the nose here, hunna sound, and you can back to know more about details in Mim and Noon in the makhraj al-Mim and Noon, the articulation point of Mim and Noon. I will put for you it as recommended in one of the videos in the end. Let's go and continue and see our last letter here from Lin Omar. We finished letter Noon and Mim. We finished letter Ra. We finished letter Lam. This is 4 letters now. Our 5th letter is letter Ayn. Letter Ayn is there is a bayniya in letter Ayn.
Letter Ayn, partial flow of the sound bayniya due to the retraction of the obligates in letter Ayn.
Why? Let's see together why here and explain it. I want you to focus a little bit with me in this one. If we look here, we will find when we sound letter Ayn, we say ah, ah. So what happened here? The obligate is go back and it's tight this area. It's make this area tight. So what happened? The sound, it's still moved, but in this area only, in that area only. So it's not completely flow and go outside like the Rekhwaa letters. At the same time, it's not completely trapped and it's not moving at all. No, it's in between both of them. It's moved, it's a flow, but in a small area here. That's why it's bayniya. So if you say letter Ayn right, if you sound it right, the bayniya, it will happen by itself. One of the mistakes that happen in letter Ayn, some people make it shadid and they say ah, ah. So they cut the sound on it and this is wrong. Another mistake it happens, some people make it rekhu because they make the articulation point a little bit in the top and they say ah, ah. Both of them is wrong. Ayn, it has bayniya time and it should to be ah, ah. Inshallah, this is clear for you. Let's see the shahid of Jazariya for الحروف البينية وبين رخو والشديد لين عمر. So between رخو and شديد letters, the characteristics of bayniya, and the scholars collect the letters of bayniya in word Lin Omar. Lin Omar means be kind ya Omar or be soft ya Omar. Someone called Omar and they tell him be kind or soft. So inshallah everything is clear on the class. Everything is clear in the class today for you. Jazakumullah khairan to watch my channel QHE Tajwid Rules of the Quran, a channel in English. Be with me inshallah. Next time I will explain for you the some important point about these characteristics, Shadid and Rekhu and Bayny, and why we study these three characteristics and how can we use it in our reading of the Quran. Jazakumullah khairan. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and watch one of our video. It will appear for you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.